Welcome back to my channel. So this is another subject I have chosen for triple students, that is Power Systems 2. This is one of the core subject for triple students. Okay, so this comes for the third year students of BTech. So in this I am taking the fourth unit, that is over voltage protection and insulation coordination. Okay, in this unit you will be learning how to protect our equipments if there is any increase in the voltages and all. Okay, so coming to the first, this is a brief of the first this unit I am showing in this video. Okay, briefly, and we'll have in depth in the upcoming videos. Okay, so what is meant by this voltage surge? Okay, the voltages whose values are much more than normal voltages is called as a voltage surge. Surge is nothing but by the word itself you can understand, surge means there is some increase, okay, or some flow of movement or anything, you can call it as surge. Okay, voltage surge, that means increase in the voltage. So if the voltages are increased than the normal voltages, then it is called as voltage surge. Generally we will be having for any equipments, will be having the voltages will be around 220 to 240 also, but generally we will be taking 230 volts, right? In a circuit diagrams and all will be taken. If the voltages values are above this value, suppose 260 or 280, then we call it as an voltage surge. So it is a short duration over voltage which can cause failure of equipments depending on the surge. Okay, so this voltage surge occurs for only for some some moment in the sense some seconds. Okay, because of that also our equipments will be damaged. So that will last not less than 1 nanosecond. 1 nanosecond, that is 10 power 9 seconds also. If there is any voltage surge, okay, our equipment will be damaged. So in order to protect our equipments from these voltage surges and all, we will see how to protect this in the upcoming chapters. Okay, so this increase, this we think this is minute, right? But even if this much of increase in voltage also occur, we call it as a voltage surge. Okay, that means increase in the voltage. So next is Peterson coil. In this chapter you will learn more about Peterson coil also. So here it is an adjustable iron core reactor connected between the neutral point and the ground. Okay, there will be one reactor which is connected between neutral and ground. So about this Peterson coil, there will be one complete video about this Peterson coil. There you will have the circuit diagram and how exactly it is functioning, we'll see there. But just briefly, so it is nothing but one iron core reactor is connected between a neutral and ground. Okay, next is, it is also known as arc suppression coil or ground fault neutralizer. If there is any fault in the grounds, it will neutralize this Peterson coil. Okay, it prevents the arcing grounds which lead to over voltage on system with an underground neutral. So in this there will be one underground neutral wire is given. Because of that it will prevent any arcing grounds. If there is any over voltage, it will prevent those arcing grounds. Okay, this is about Peterson coil. Next is devices used for protection against lightning. If there is any lightning here means suppose the thunderstorms and all we get, right? So how to protect if there is any thunderstorm and all, even our equipments in our house will get damaged, right? So in our houses, like our parents say, if there is any thunderstorm or anything happening, generally they say like switch off the TV, switch off the refrigerator, washing machine and all, right? Why? Because sometimes because of that extra voltage which is coming in the atmosphere in outside our houses, that frequency will match with the frequency of our systems in our house, and because of that these systems will be damaged. Okay, that's why they will generally tell to switch off the TVs and all. So how to protect our devices from such kind of things? Okay, generally we'll be having stabilizer, right? If anything voltages up and down happens, this stabilizer will stabilize the voltage. Similarly, how we can protect our devices is against lightning is we can use earthing screen, overhead ground wires and lightning arrestor. Okay, we'll see about this in depth. What is meant by this lightning arrestor, or you can also call it a surge diverter? Okay, so it is nothing but it is a protective device. All these are protective devices. These are protecting our devices, right? Which provides protection against high voltage surges or by neutralizing them to ground before they reach the apparatus connected. So here for all these kind of equipments, we connect one neutralizing wire. We give it to the ground in our houses and all generally. What happens is if there is any thundering, anything happening, that ground whatever we have given, that extra voltage whatever is getting, it will get into the ground, okay, into the earth. That's why we'll be using these neutralizing wires are used. Okay, differences between lightning arrestor and lightning conductor. So again I'm telling you in this video, I'm just telling you briefly about all the topics what you will be covering in this subject. If you are having exam in this chapter, if you just go through this one video, you will have an overview of what this chapter is teaching you. Okay, in depth in the upcoming videos I'll teach each and every definition of this in detail. Okay, this coming to this topic, difference between lightning arrestor and this lightning conductor. So lightning arrestor, lightning conductor. So lightning arrestor means it will limit the voltage surge near an equipment by discharging. It will discharge that extra voltage what you are getting. It will limit that voltage by discharging. Here it is a shielding device and is used for protecting buildings. For buildings and all we will be using these conductors. Okay, generally in our houses in olden days and all, what they used to do is like they used to have some big metal rod kind of things, and they will dig it somewhere in your house surroundings. Okay, in the earth. Okay, if there is any lightning striking, anything occurs, what it does is, as it is a metal, it will attract generally if there is more voltage coming, that will attract that voltage and it will go into the earth. Okay, so that's why they'll be using these kind of lightning conductors for the protecting the buildings. Instead of the whole building get caught by the over voltages, that metal what we are using, that metal rod, it will take the complete lightning extra voltage. Okay, here this is used for protection for transformers, circuit breakers, transmission lines, etc. Here it is used for protection of buildings, storage tanks, for petroleum products, etc. Okay, petroleum products and all, they'll get burnt, right, because of the fire and all. That's why they'll be using this lightning conductors also over there. Next, this one, it will prevent damage against lightning strokes, that is change from lines. If there is change in the lines and all, it will prevent the damage of the lightning strokes. It will prevent damage against direct lightning such as cloud to object. Like generally I said, in our houses and all, they'll be using this. From cloud to object, if there is any damage, we can use this lightning conductors. Next, why earth wire is provided in overhead transmission line. Why do we provide this earth wire? Okay, as transmission lines cover very long distances, they have more possibility to be exposed to lightning. See, these transmission lines are the lines from the power plant, the generating station. We will be having this transmission lines. Okay, so when you cross a city borders or any place, okay, you'll be seeing big transmission lines over there, right? Big transformers and all, and there will be continuous lines of these transmission lines will be present. So if anything, it will be an open area, right? If there is any thunderstorm, rain or anything, how to protect those transmission lines is, as they will cover very long distance, like from some village to village, some 50 kilometers, 100 kilometers, these transmission lines are laid over. So to protect those, there is, they have more possibility that they are exposed to lightning. Okay, so they are required to protect it against these lightning strokes. How they ever protected is, they are given with some earth wire. Earth is nothing but earth wire is nothing but if that wire is given to the earth, whatever this lightning is happening, the extra over voltage will, these earth wires are placed on the top of the tower, so that they will discharge. These earth wires are nothing but they will discharge that over voltage into the earth. Any discharge due to lightning near the transmission lines is attracted towards these wires. Okay, therefore the earth wire is provided in overhead transmission lines to protect them against lightning strokes and also to minimize the number of line outages. Line outages means that line, without breaking that line, okay, it will continue, no breakages in the line will be done over here, can be done because of this earth wire. There will be continuous power supply even though if there is any kind of lightning. Okay, why earth wire is used? Only because to provide to protect against lightning strokes and to minimize the number of line outages. Without any breakage in the supply, we are using this earth wire. Okay, so next question is, why counterpoise wires are used? What is this counterpoise wire is? It is nothing but to reduce the tower footing resistance. These are placed inside the ground at a depth up to 1 meter and are connected to the tower base. This is connected to the tower. We have these kind of towers, right? Like the Christmas tree kind of transmission lines and all. Sorry, we have, right? So these are the transmission lines. Here somewhere these earth wires are connected inside this tower base. For this tower base, they will connect to the ground. So this is nothing but that is called as counterpoise wire. This will be around 1 meter depth in the earth. They will be connecting this. So the length of these wires is around 50 to 100 meters. It can be. The depth should be 1 meter. That length of the wire should be 50 to 100 meters. That's why we will be using counterpoise wire. And earth wire is also connected to this transmission lines to protect from lightning and all. Okay. So the next topic is back flashover. So back flashover is nothing but it will decrease the reliability of these transmission lines, power transmission lines. Okay. So see, if a voltage across the insulator is more than a flashover occurs, and a fault is placed on the phase. In the phase, the fault will be placed. Traveling waves along the earth wire induces a high voltage in the conductor close to the earth wire. Okay, this induced voltage is added or subtracted from the frequency voltage. So at any instant, at least any one phase will have the same polarity as lightning surges. Such a phase is more likely to flash over. Hence, this phenomenon is called as back flashover. So nothing but here, in just clear understanding, flashover is nothing but it will reduce reliability of transmission lines. Okay, because of which, if there is any direct lightning stroke to the tower structure or any guardrails, it will inject some wave currents within it. That means if lightning occurred, okay, it will what it does is it will inject some wave currents will be produced inside the earth wire we are giving, right? So that current whatever is produced in that earth wire, so that is nothing but it is called as back flashover. Because of that, one phase will be working, and such the which phase is working, that is called as flashover, and that phenomenon of the producing of these wave currents is called as back flashover. Okay, next, what is meant by rod earthing? It is used at places where the soil is sandy. Generally, this only will be using for houses and all. Okay, they'll insert one metal rod inside the earth. Okay. So see, solid rods of copper of 12.5 mm diameter is used. Okay, the rod is inserted vertically into the soil. Vertically, that means in this way it is inserted inside the the earth. Depth of insertion, it should be 2.5. Just a second. It should be 2.5 meters. Okay. Length is increased to decrease the earth resistance. If the length is more, it will reduce the earth resistance. That's why you'll be using this rod earthing. I think this is clear, right? This is just a brief of what you'll be learning in the unit 4. And in the next videos, we will see the upcoming topics. I think this is clear. If you have any doubts, please write in the comment section. Also, share and subscribe to my channel, Instant Engineering. I know engineering is all about, we study in the last minute during our mid exams, external exams and all, right? So if you just go through these videos, it's just like your friend, instead of having group calls with your friends and all, go through these videos. It's like, friend explaining you, just sitting beside you. Okay, I think this is clear. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay, thank you.